Paul, the end of a long season, another tough one to take today.
Aye, well, I think we had a lot of control in the first half. Maybe didn't show up for some of our players. Salou, young ball coming back. Obviously, bowlers joined us in January time, but he didn't get actually action until like end of March, early April. So we bit of match rustiness in fairness, but we probably could have done a wee bit better in the first half. Getting at the goal, we went one up and we told them the need to kind of kick on. And in fairness, Lamavady made a change. McCrudden was a significant player for them in the second half, and they came into the game and they caused us more problems. But you know, I'm really disappointed with standard officiating today. The two linesmen were like they flagged for us to go 2-0 up just before they scored their first goal. They flagged Parkhouse offside when then Salute stuck it on the net, says he was interfering, etc. But it's just a cop out. And then their second goal, we're convinced it's offside, but I need to see the video back. But the linesman down that side said it was he came from behind the ball, but he looked well ahead of the ball, young McClintock.
Yeah, I think potentially that goal that was disallowed could have really set things up, and then of course you did score after that, which would have put you 3-0 up had it been allowed. You know, a 5-0 win and a draw in the other game would have actually done, and it looked on at one point. So, I mean, were you cognizant? Were you really going for the 5-0 at that point?
Well, we told them about it at half time. So, as you rightly say, if we had got that third, the guy says the linesman about that effect, you know, and he says, sure, they missed a penalty. You know what I mean? You can't talk to them, the officials. And the frustrations is there. And listen, this is a Premiership football we're potentially talking about. Those big moments, like, and these officials, honestly, hey. And I try not to come on, but this year, and there's no point in talking to the main men as well because they don't listen. So, frustrating day, big decisions, big moments in this game. Standard officiating this year, I've never complained about it, but at games like that, they do cost you moments, and that's what's happened today.
Do you think the linesman put his flag up too early because he thought Parky was going for the ball?
Exactly, that's it. And he thought Parky was going to touch it, and he's had it up, and then instead of putting his flag down and overruling it, and then the fact that he's more or less admitted that, you know. So, listen, it's not the linesman that's lost us a game. It's ourselves. We haven't done enough this season. We haven't been right in key moments. And today, when we're 2-0 up, we should be controlling the game. They're very cavalier, and they play a direct game. And they were highly motivated as well, as you seen at the end there. They won the game, so credit to them. They've had a good first season in the Championship, and they've done very well.
Yeah, to be fair, it's been a great season, but ultimately, I suppose you came up short with the youthful squad, right?
Well, we are lacking. There's no question about that. And the peak, I know it's easy to say, and people probably criticise me for it. Maybe rightly so. I'll take my oil weight, but the signing or the Tiernan leaving was significant. We missed him. We missed his ability. We missed his running power. And we were down a top player. So that didn't help. He had good momentum. He was really comfortable and happy here, but credit to him, he's kicked on at Larne and we couldn't really hold him back. And I hope he has a really good time and career at Larne. And but you're right, we've come up short. We've done quite well with a young team. They've learnt that, but we need to reset now and see where we go after I get over this disappointment, because I'm not disputing the fact I'm very disappointed. The way we've come up short, and I think we've got a lot to learn from that. But we need a certain type of player on here now, and getting them is really difficult. Well, the market's here now at the minute, and you know, we need to invest in the squad, so that's going to be the key thing now.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about the feeling in the dressing room, which I'm sure is deflated, and you know, after today's outcome. But before we go on to that, were you actually aware that Ards had missed a penalty just as you were pegged back to 2-2?
Well, I've heard it was a bad miss too, so that's exactly, they scored at 2-2 and they missed a penalty around about the same time. We're getting kept up to speed in the dugout. But listen, it was always going to be a tall order today. In fairness to Ards, they've went there and I'm sure they've got a good account themselves. They've done really well in games like that this year. So it was a difficult ask. Maybe Anna had the momentum, and credit to them. They finished second deservedly. So as I said last week, the team that wins it deserves to be there. The team that finishes second, and Wayana's run and the way they went about their job, they probably deserve it. And as I says, we just come a wee bit short. And I'm hoping the players have learned from that. I'm not too sure if one or two of them have, if I'm to be honest with you. But as I says, that's for me to judge now in the next 7 to 14 days, and we'll get the squad together and we'll talk about what's next and what the potentials is.
So just about that deflated dressing room, is it really now about picking everyone up and including yourself, because obviously it is a major disappointment, and going again next season?
That's what it is. It's just like dusting yourself down, getting a break, seeing what's available now, because you have to really move. So you really have 2 weeks of work, and it's as intense as during the season. So we have to analyse the squad. Plus the fact, as I said, there's been a few things said to some players. Not too sure if they're going to like it, but there's a few home truths here. And listen, when you do that now these days, the relationships break. So maybe players feel that they're going to be better served elsewhere. And if that's the case, then so be it. But we'll just have to get on with it. But as I said, this time last year, we had a real turnover of the squad, and we've improved. And as I said, the team here and the squad of people who's behind the scenes, I'm confident that we can improve the squad again next year and give it a real good go.
Is a modern day footballer a bit more brittle in the face of criticism than what they were years ago?
Unreal. It's unreal. Listen, COVID's a lot to do with that, particularly in my early 20s, mid-20s, during COVID they were teenagers, and, they just can't pick up disappointment, they can't pick up, it's easy to, they lie down, I'm not saying we lay down, but as I say, there's key moments, you need things happening in key moments in games, and we're not just getting them breaks. So I think some of them are comfortable here. This is a really good club, good people behind the scenes, fantastic stadium, good catchment area, Belfast. It's a pleasure to come here every week and work. And I'm not too sure if some of them have embraced that as much as what they should. I think some of them are comfortable, and as you say, this young generation now are quite settled and comfortable. But they have to learn to be, they have to be comfortable being uncomfortable if they want to prove that they're top players. And that's the next stage that I'm looking to do, as make players have better responsibilities in their gameplay.
Paul, commiserations. Thanks for a brilliant season. Try and get a wee bit of a rest anyway. And here's to 25-26.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.